In this video, I'm going to share the exact statement of work we're doing for this new client that's going to save them hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, the business may not be similar to yours. However, stick around to the end because I'm going to be talking about something called the human in the loop, which allows companies that are a little nervous and fearful of the output that AI gives and automations give, and you can actually revise it. And I'll show you how we do this at scale for a variety of different like operations that you're doing manually. So let's jump right in. So this company basically provides gamification programs and online engagement solutions. Current onboarding and ad workflows involve manual data entry, spreadsheets, and back and forth communication with clients, creating inefficiencies and high labor costs. Okay, so our system, what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is something called this right here. So smart client onboarding. So we're going to replace the spreadsheets and the back and forth emails. Okay, so that's the first thing. And I know a lot of you, this is what's happening. Your onboarding process really is terrible in many cases. In some cases it's great, but in most cases it's not. We're going to build dynamic online intake forms with conditional logic, validation, and embedded tutorial videos. And we're going to auto map responses into this company's proprietary system because they have an API, plus their CRM, again, via an API. And we're going to generate auto-filled mockups, fact sheets, and reward matrices instantly after form submission. So what does this do? This is going to cut down manual email exchanges. It's going to reduce the onboarding time for new clients from days to minutes. So think about that, how that's going to absolutely massively increase the customer experience for their customers. And it's going to standardize client submitted data quality. Now the next one is the database cleaning and loading. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an N8N and Python pipeline for database pre-processing. We're going to remove duplicates, formatting, and validation. And then we're going to automate bulk data uploads directly into that client's proprietary system. And then integrate with Zero Bounds API because that's what they already use, right? To validate emails and phone numbers. Now, we use mostly what the client uses. So in other words, a lot of customers too are thinking, well, we don't want to change everything around. You don't have to. We just basically automate what you guys are doing manually. That's really what it is. And you have certain tools that you're happy with. We'll use those tools without any problem as long as they have an API that we can connect with. So what this is going to do in this case is going to free up 8 staff from doing repetitive data handling. Now, I don't know if all 8 staff are doing this every day, all day long, but I know they're all involved with it. So it's going to save this company, obviously, quite a bit of money. It's also going to increase data accuracy and compliance. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is email and SMS campaign automation. So in this case, we're going to provide clients with self-service upload portal where casino operators can securely drop their player lists. We're going to system automatically validates and segments data, push into third-party marketing tools, and then build reusable automation templates for campaigns, like seasonal sports promos. Some of the stuff these guys do is seasonal, based on sports, etc., giveaways and higher tier rewards. So what this is going to do is remove manual ticket processing and ensure faster turnaround, and also enables scalable personalization, tier-based offers. Okay, so I'll go through this one real quick, and then I'll go through the bonus stuff I was talking about with the human in the loop. But basically with this, reward matrix and promotion automation. So AI-driven reward recommender based on clients' tier players and past campaign ROI, right? So we want to look at that, and then we want to automate that. Auto-generate reward matrices, store approved matrices directly in the proprietary system, et cetera, et cetera. So basically what this does is going to cut manual effort in creating and revising these matrices and provide data-backed, not baked, you can tell I haven't had breakfast yet, provide data-backed recommendations for better engagement, okay? And the last one I do before I go through the bonus stuff is the real-time verification and tablet program. So basically we're going to integrate tablet-based email verification with Zero Bounce, API in real time. And then we're going to create auto logs and dashboards for compliance tracking. And optionally, we can also create AI chatbot and voice agent support at kiosk and tablets for guiding new players. How cool is that? That is just really cutting edge. It's going to obviously improve the customer experience and also strengthen the regulatory compliance. Okay, let's go through the bonus stuff now. So I was talking a little bit about the chatbot and voice agent. This is really cool. It's funny because a lot of companies think we're not there. We actually are there. These things are so accurate, and it handles FAQs during client onboarding or casino player interactions, right? And this is what I want to talk to you about, the human in the loop. But first, I'll tell you just real quickly, the CRM integration will sync onboarding plus data from the campaigns to the CRM for full visibility. Now, let's talk about the human in the loop. So a lot of companies are worried about the output for what they're doing is not going to be accurate. In other words, they feel like whatever the AI automations and workflows are doing, that replacing people on their team, even though they know they should be doing AI automations, because otherwise 18 to 24 months from now, who knows if you're actually going to be in business, because your competitors are using AI automations, which means they have more cash flow. They can put that towards a better product and or service. And they can also put that towards a customer acquisitions because they have more cash flow so they can get more customers. So to be competitive, you have to get AI automations and workflows in your business. I'm sure we all can agree on that. However, with a lot of companies, they're worried about the output not being accurate. So we do something called the human in the loop. So I'll just explain it with this particular client. So let's say, for example, all 8 people for this particular client are doing the data processing and handling, and it's all manual that they're doing. And the C-suite or the leadership team may be scared that the output's going to be crappy. So we do something called the human in the loop. So what does that mean? Any one of these processes, we can put a human in the loop, and it goes through the system. The AI reads whatever it needs to read. It creates the output, and then the human in the loop, there'd be like a little chat, like an open AI or a chatbot that opens up that says, do you approve of this? So if the human or the person working at the company approves of it, then it'll go through again, and we're good. If the person wants to revise it, they can revise that output and tell the system, okay, well, listen, we don't like this, or change this, or be this, or whatever. And then it'll go through our process again. AI will read it, and it'll put out another output, and that human can either approve it or revise it again. So once they click revision, or they click approve, then it goes back in, and then you're golden. The output is exactly the way you want it. Now, if you do this, let's say for 50 iterations, chances are at that time, the AI automation workflow is going to be perfect every time without human error. And it's going to be, pretty much creating this stuff within a minute or so, whatever that process is. Now, some companies want to continue to have that human in the loop. They have 8 people, now they have 1 person, and they give those other 7 people jobs that they can do that's going to generate more revenue faster. But that 1 person can actually follow that human in the loop and approve of everything all the time. 300 iterations, 700, 1,000, 10,000, whatever, because they're scared that it's not going to be perfect. Now, in our experience, after about 50 to 100 iterations, it is perfect. Most companies will trust that and just go with the flow. Now, some companies will say, no, listen, I still want the human to approve of it so that I always know it's going to be perfect, okay? And that's fine. We can do that as well. But that's the benefit of the human in the loop, because you never will lose out on, you'll never fear that the output's not going to be perfect because you have someone in your human that's actually approving all these outputs. So I hope that helps. I hope you got some value out of this, and we'll see you on the next video.